all my fellow bait chuckers out there. My name is Michael. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on the video today. I do really appreciate each and every one of you taking time out of your day to spend it with us here inside of the shop. Now, I owe you all a proper video. Thank you so much for the support last week. I really appreciate everybody's comments on last week's video. We are keeping the siren scales up on the website for sale, and we have changed the description. Everything's been edited properly, and photography is being edited as we speak and will be added as soon as possible. So thank you again for everyone who's placed orders. I think we got everyone taken care of now, so that's all good. But if there's anyone left who is still unsatisfied, just reach out to me and we will get you all taken care of. And thank you again for the outpouring of support from the community. It means a lot to my wife and I, and we are super excited to keep bringing you some awesome products from 8-Bit Baits. But today, like I said, we owe you a proper video. So we're going to do a color match to the Clear Lake Hitch. And the bait mold that we're going to be showing off today, well, you probably already guessed it from last week's video, the 4.1 inch EPPIC prey bait from EPPIC Bait Molds and Nate Marling over at Marling Baits. Now, the Clear Lake Hitch, you know, this is an interesting one. So this is a special request from James. Remember the pro I told you about a few videos ago that we're sponsoring now? Well, he's got his debut tournament happening at Clear Lake here. And so he needed some swim baits. And so by, you know, special request, he's like, hey, you got to make me something that's going to match the Clear Lake Hitch. Now, I did some research on Tackle Warehouse. And as you can see, you know, some of the, you know, baits that I found out there, there's some from Kitech and some others, but they just didn't look super appealing to me. And when I take a look at this picture of a Clear Lake Hitch, it's like, well, this is an actual hitch coming from Clear Lake. I think we can do a much better job matching to this fish directly as opposed to, you know, copying another bait that's out there. So that's exactly what we did. We threw the teaser out on Instagram, and a couple of you asked if a video was coming, and yes, indeed, it is coming. In fact, here it is. So we already got the hot plate warmed up. Let's drop the mold on there, and I'll tell you a little bit more about this mold. Okay, the hot plate is warming up. It is set pretty high. We got the SDG multi-block sitting on here warming up. Got to keep it nice and hot because we are using medium firm plastisol today. I've been using the Bait Plastics medium firm, the 292, and I got to tell you, I've really been liking this formula for the swim baits. Luckily, I have you know, no ties to anyone for plastisol, so I'm free to kind of use whatever one I like, and the 292 seems to be killing it right now for my swim baits, the rib swims, all of that. So really impressed with what Bait Plastics has to offer with the 292. Anyhow, let's get the mold warmed up here. We'll get this warmed up to prevent some denting, and let's talk a little bit about this 4.1 inch prey bait and why it's so epic. As most of you probably know, the 4.1 inch EPPIC prey bait is already a pretty official bait. Now, this is a collab between Nate Marling and Jason over at EPPIC Bait Molds, and it is a 4.1 inch version of the prey bait. In fact, this may have been the actual original mold. I'm not quite sure. Anyhow, this does come installed with hook slots, so that's one thing you need to take note. They do have a hook slot delete kit for it, but you got to make sure you add that to your cart separately, because the way you buy it, it does come with hook slots and hook slots only. But if it's a 4/0 weighted swim bait hook, I like to use the 4/0 owner weighted swim bait beast hooks. Those work great in here, and with that top hook slot, it gives you a nice weedless presentation, and you can get nasty with this thing. I mean, you can throw this all up in the cover in the grass, and it is completely weedless, and a great way to throw a swim bait into areas that you normally wouldn't throw a soft plastic swim bait. So awesome mold here, and you throw on the 6mm eyes to boot, and I'm telling you, you get a finished product that is very, very lifelike with amazing kicking action. That, like I said, it's a fantastic collab between Nate and Jason, and they've sold a ton of these molds. I don't know why it took me so long to acquire it here for my shop, but now we have it, and I'm going to inject the heck out of it because it's just an awesome little swim bait. So why don't we go ahead and run down all of the colors that you are going to need in your shop to make this bait here at home. So to kick off our color build today, we'll start with the ingredients for the back color. We're going to start off with, well, kind of a pretty unique color, and that is MF's olive oil. awesome transparent brown olive oil kind of see-through color. Going to do real good on the back, and then we're going to darken that up with a few drops of Lure Works Black. And that's all the pigment that we're going to be using in the back of the bait. But we're going to follow that up with some silver rupees from the Crushed Rupees 8-bit baits lineup. And then to top it all off, we're going to add some Copper Pot Hollow Shift powder. Going to give it that copper to purplish bronze looking color we need on the back to really bring the entire back color together. Between the Copper Pot and a little bling from the Crushed Rupees, I think this is going to do quite well. For the belly of the bait, we are going to be using a nice hefty scoop of the 8-bit baits Mica Shift Blue Interference Powder, aka blue highlight powder. Any blue highlight powder of your choice will work. And then we are going to be coming back around with the Silver Crushed Rupees again for that bling. And then to top it all off, we are going to be using some of the new siren scales, the Beskar Silver Holographic Siren Scales, and that is what we are going to use to round out our belly color. Nice, transparent, sparkly blue belly with that bronzy, purplish color in the back is really going to match this Clear Lake Hitch well. So I hope you all enjoy it. All right, here we are. Fresh cup of plastisol right out of the microwave. Bubbles and all, I know. All right, olive oil. I know it's an obscure color. However, we are doing a color match, so we got to be exact. 30 drops. I always try and use colors that are easily accessible. I know some of the MF colors are harder to get your hands on now, but we are color matching a hitch exactly. So in this case, we got to be spot on. So we are using the MF olive oil. So if you have a pigment that you think is comparable, please add it down in the comments down below. It's like a transparent green pumpkin, but more on the brown side. Maybe some of the that secondary green pumpkin from Lure Works, the one that's brown. I think that might be a good contender. But we need to darken this up even more than it is right now, because this it needs to be darker. So that's where our black comes into play. 2 drops of Lure Works Black. Okay, and there we go. And you can see that's going to darken it up just a little bit. I know because of the angle of the reflection, it looks probably dark black on camera, but it's not. It's that dark kind of chocolatey, see-through tannish brown with a little hint of green in there. You see that sort of off of the light there? It's an amazing color. Olive oil is just good all around, but we're going to spice it up. So first up, we are going to be adding in the Copper Pot HS002. You can kind of see already it has that copper to kind of purplish bronze thing kind of going on. So we're going to put a decent dosage. I think when we made the baits for James already, we went with almost a full 16th. So we're going to do that here. Actually, no. We're going to start with like maybe 3/4 of a 16th. You see that there? That seems appropriate. I remember we wanted it to be somewhat translucent because we wanted the tan brown backer to show through, so we didn't want it to be super dark. Yeah, that's looking pretty good right there. We kind of got that copper sheen added to it now. That's going to give us a little bit of color shift, but we are going to give it some bling, and this is where we bring in half a scoop of the Silver Crushed Rupees, and that stuff just got absolutely everywhere. Please make sure to wear the proper respiratory materials. You do not want to inhale this stuff. It is non-toxic, however, that being said, you still don't want it in your system. And there we go. Look at that. Now we got some bling going on in there. Some sparkle, just like our hitch in the picture. Now, to bring out some of that purple, okay, we're going to get a little crazy on you here. Okay, I'm gonna bust out the Sonic hollow shift powder. See that blue? Sonic is known for its kind of deep blue. Well, when we add just a touch, see that there? All right, that's probably, in fact, yeah, see that? I'm not even gonna go everything I use. I'm just gonna put the rest of that back in there, okay? Now, what this is gonna do, this little bit of Sonic here, and I'll bring it up here so you can watch what happens. This blue is gonna mix in, and it's gonna bring out a little bit of the purple. There we go. The magic just happened. Do you see that now? Do you see how it's got a more of a purple tinge to it, but it's like a brownish purple? It interacts with the copper pot to really bring out that purple bluish sheen. Even though it's blue, it blends in with the copper and it makes it look like it's purple. It's an awesome effect. So you can have a lot of fun. This is starting to set up on me here, so what we're going to do is we are going to get this stirred up. We're going to heat this again in the microwave, toss it in our vacuum chamber, and then we'll get started making the belly color. All right, here we go. Another fresh cup of plastisol ready to go, fresh out of the microwave. All right, now we are going to start off with some of the mica shift powder, the blue interference. And I know I say the same thing every time. It's coming, and it is. It'll be here shortly. Did you see what just happened? Did you see that back there? That could have been very dangerous, boys and girls, that stir stick flipping out like that. You got to be careful. All right, here we go. Again, about 3/4, maybe. Okay, we'll make it a full 1/16. 1 full 1/16. We do want the belly to be somewhat solid. We do want a pearl effect. We dropped that. That's okay. We're live. We're one taking it. Everybody knows the rules. One take. All right. Look at that. Beautiful pearlish highlight powder. Looking good. But we are going to spice it up first with the crushed rupees. We're going to add that bling in there. So we are going to need a full 1/16 of crushed rupees, leveled off, doesn't need to be heaping. Okay, nice leveled off 1/16 of a teaspoon of those silver crushed rupees. Okay, we'll get those mixed in there, and this is going to give us our bling. Okay, there we go. Look at that. It's hard to see with the bubbles, but there's some bling in there. Okay, get those edges. This powder will really cool down a plastic quickly, so you just got to stay on top of that. All right, we'll let that rest in there. And then siren scales. Okay, the Beskar, the silver holographic. Look at those, absolutely beautiful. So we're going to go a full 1/16 of a teaspoon of those as well, because we really want a nice flashy belly. When I look at that picture of the Clear Lake Hitch, it does have those bright silver scales all throughout the fish, the bottom half of the fish there. We want to try and mimic that scale behavior as much as possible. So we're going to add that holographic in here, and that is going to give us the sparkle that we need. Awesome. All right, now we do get a little bit of clumping once we run this through the vacuum chamber. That is going to really help separate all the siren scales. It's going to eliminate all that air in between them there. But you can see the rainbow holographic effect that's happening, and this is going to make for an awesome belly. All right, we'll get this heated back up. We'll get this into the vacuum chamber, and then we will meet you back here when we are ready to inject. All right, we got both of our cups of plastisol up to temperature. We are ready to inject. Blending block is piping hot. Don't forget to glove up. We are dealing with hot plastisol, hot injectors, hot blending blocks, medium firm plastisol, which means it's going to set up quickly. So, all right, here we go. Nice draw there. All right, get our blending block ready. Okay, first injection good. Lovely. Flowing through the blending block nice. Awesome. Look at that. Wonderful shoot across the board. Great stuff. Oh yeah. I mean, just look at that there, huh? Those colors look absolutely fantastic. These are going to complement each other so well. I can't wait for you all to see the finished product. Let's demold this. All right, here we go. The moment of truth, 4.1 inch EPPIC prey bait. There is the sprues. Did we match the Clear Lake Hitch photograph? Let's take a look. Huh? There we go. What do y'all think? First impressions? I think we're looking pretty good. I'll throw that picture up on the screen again. Little side-by-side comparison there. Yeah. Awesome. Transparent belly. You got that blue lateral line where it meets the darkness of the black and the olive oil. You have that copper with the purple sheen in the top. A little bit of red hue mixed in there. Let's get these baits off of here and take a closer look. And there we have it. Without that shiny metal background, you can get an idea of what those baits look like. Yeah, I really dig it. Like I said, you got that transparent but blue belly. Now you can add a drop of black if you want to darken it up and really bring out that belly, but I like to leave it a little bit clear, especially for a place like Clear Lake where the water can get very, very clear at times. And then look at that copperish back. You see that? Can you see the hints of the blue, the purple, but it's primarily copper? And when you get to that see-through in the back of the tail, you still keep that translucent kind of greenish brown all the way throughout. Yeah, I quite like this color a lot. I definitely think this is our version of Clear Lake Hitch that we are going to keep in the arsenal for a little bit. But we really, you know what, let's put some eyes on them real quick. I like these with the red eyes. Let's finish these off. There we go. I like the red eyes. I think it just, you know, completes the ensemble. I did put some silver eyes on a couple of them there, so there's one with a silver eye for you, so you can get an idea of you know, which eye you'd like to put on yours. But I just like those red eyes. I think there's something about it. It just goes with the bait. I don't know. I just feel like a Clear Lake shad would have red eyes. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And now we got a surprise bonus demolding, huh? Stay tuned for that. Okay, we had some leftover plastisol, and you know, I wanted to see what the 7.5 inch prey bait looked like in a laminate. Now, I've heard that you can't really laminate this mold. I've never seen any kind of video talking about it or showing any examples, so we are going to find out together. Clear Lake Hitch, we used up the last little bit of plastisol. Oh, hey, 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 hey! That, I mean, that looks like a clean laminate to me. Oh, Lord have mercy. Look at that Clear Lake Hitch. Ooh-wee. That is sick. Let's see what the other one looks like. Did this one come out swirled? Uneven? Okay. Okay. Now see, in the front here, there's a little swirling action up here. That must be what everyone was talking about. But that first one, I mean, look at that. All right, well, you know, you're not going to win them all, I guess. Still, that gives an awesome kind of natural look to it. Beautiful laminate through most of it. I don't mind that marbling there. Real natural looking. Awesome. I think that is going to go great with our other Clear Lake Hitch. Sweet. Well, You know what time it is. We will get some eyes on these big baits. We're going to get some close-ups of everything, and we will meet you back at the workbench. And there you have it, a nice tray of 4.1 inch prey baits. This is going to make for a couple packs of baits. Probably get some of these extras sent off to James up there at Clear Lake. He did special request that we made some of the big prey baits in the Clear Lake Hitch, so we went ahead and did that for him as well. Yet again, another episode in our Pro series. We'll keep adding to that playlist. I'll go ahead and put a link to that playlist in the upper right-hand corner of your screen if you missed the first one where we were making some CP beavers. Awesome baits. Definitely go check out that video if you missed it. But yeah, 4.1 inch EPPIC prey bait. I'll have a link to these molds as well as all of the recommended tackle, as always, down below in the description for all of my videos. If you ever need links for the gear we use, the molds, what equipment to use to rig up the baits, every video has all of that linked down below in the description. All of those Tackle Warehouse links are affiliate links, so we do appreciate y'all doing your shopping at Tackle Warehouse. A little bit of that purchase comes back to help out the channel. Love our friends over at Tackle Warehouse. Also a supplier of 8-bit baits powders as well. So if we're sold out of a color on 8bitbaits.com, they probably have it over at Tackle Warehouse. So make sure to check there if what you want is sold out here at 8-bit. All right, well, I think we are going to wrap and cap this video right there. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. Click the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. And until next time, y'all know who it is. Your friend on this end, Michael, out here around these Delta sloughs, reminding you to keep on chucking. I'll get back, witches.